Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Superior Podcast. I'm your host, Angus, and today I'll be chatting to Dan Bowden from Bowden's Own Premium Car Care. We're on location at Bowden's Own, as you could probably tell, who are on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, ready to talk anything from cars, car culture, car detailing, car abuse, you name it. So buckle up and we'll get into it. Dan, mate, thank you so much for having us.
Good to have you, Angus. Hey, it's been we've been friends for a long time, mate, so it's lovely to have you up here.
Been a while. I think it was 2006 I first stumbled across you and your brother Chris. Yeah, it was the motor show.
Stalking.
Stalking, no, it was the motor show. You had the Monaro, you had the Beachy Monaro there a few times, right. So it's been a while.
That is. But that's right around where we started. That first 4 years were hugely,
huge, man. Well, I mean, people are probably sitting there going, let's talk about Bowden's Car Care, but I'd like to kick back. I want to go back to the earlier days for you, because the car thing, you, like most of us, born into just a dangerous obsession.
Totally.
A family environment of cars, especially our dads and that generation, you know. What kicked that off for you as a young fella? Like, obviously your dad, I'd having met him and spoken to him a lot of times, had some cool cars at J2 Allard and that, but what was it that sparked it for you as a young fella?
It was growing up in a car family, literally. Like, say, Dad was into every sort of car, racing in particular. So as a young kid, so funny, let's go back to the four-wheel drive side.
We'll go back.
Quick div anything, but let's go back to Crumman Valley. They're sort of some of my first memories.
Really?
We had vague memories. Dad was into the off-roading lifestyle. We had an old Series 3 Land Rover. He used to sell caravans. He used to tow a caravan round with a Series 3 Land Rover, which I've got one now. I just go to it. I'm just like, how did those axles last?
No way.
Yeah, and anyway, so he was doing a bit of that. And then he used to take us, we were living down the Gold Coast. This is the sort of first memories.
Yeah.
Would have been 8 years old, 7, 8 years old. He was working as a car dealer, but he bought a property in Crumman Valley, which is this full hippie, beautiful place in the now. Nice. But he set up a four-wheel drive park.
Yeah, it's like 60 hectares, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it was
a big block.
Huge. It was an old banana farm.
Okay.
And he set that up, and his whole plan was to do race meets and everything there, which he did a couple.
Did a few rallies,
Biggest memories for me, Pete Gagan, one of the greatest naturally gifted drivers ever in Australia. Yeah. He was racing an old Jeep back then, and Old Man Emu was the sponsor. Yeah, wow. So I had Old Man Emu posters and the Jeep and everything up, and I still love those things.
Love to know where that car is.
Who knows? It was one of a couple, but he turned up with that, and a bunch of other buggies and everything turned up. The off-roaders you've raced as well. And that as a kid was awesome. And then Surfers Paradise Raceway was just down the road as well.
So you got your touring car fix.
And we used to go down to that. We'd go to the drags and we'd go and watch the touring car racing.
That's awesome.
And this is right before, this is late 70s, early 80s, pretty epic times that we would go there. And then we moved from out of there. Dad tracked down around that time an old Falcon GT that he'd sort of we grew up with, but I don't remember. I'll call the GTHO Phase 4.
Phase 4, cool.
Yeah, and he found it again, got it back, and that was sort of going back and being GT clubs were starting up in the early 80s.
Yeah.
And we would go on family runs and GT Owners Club events with this car. And so many good memories of being in the back of that car. It's got a full roll cage and everything. You couldn't do it now. You know? We'd be in the back with no seatbelts hanging onto the roll cage, and Dad would take us for runs and down to Gold Coast, down to Brisbane, and just running around. And that was the fun, and the people we met. I'm still friends with
a lot of
people. Yeah, the kids that we grew up with in these clubs, still friends, and they're all still super rad car crew as well. Yeah.
Because I suppose we've got a lot of younger listeners, viewers, customers who are probably not quite sure what the significance of the Phase 4 is, the GTHO, but I know there's some old guys probably listening to this right now going, oh, how good. Yeah. So it was one of the 4 cars, wasn't it?
Yeah, there were 4. There were 4 in total. The 3 race cars, 1 road car.
Yeah.
And they were built to race, and they never got to race.
Yeah.
Dad got it when he was living up in Townsville when I was born.
Yeah.
We have photos of me with the car as a baby in diapers, and in the background is a Bathurst Globe Wheel Red XA Falcon.
So there's more photos of the Phase 4 than you?
100%
more.
Yeah, awesome. 100% more. No, they're actually not even a joke. Dad got more photos of that car with his camera of the car that he did of us kids. Yeah. That is my dad. There's no surprise there. But that's our family car, which we still own to this day.
Yeah.
What we grew up with, what sort of set the thing, and then as things got better, Dad started looking for these cars and worrying where they went to. A lot of pivotal cars. So like we went to Lakeside in 1981, and I still remember that one due to the fact that That was the one where Peter Brock was versus, Dick Johnson. It's the first big race beat I remember.
Yeah.
And I went from, before that, you see shirts of me because Dad would dress us up for Bathurst every year.
Yeah.
And I had Peter Brock shirt on and everything like that. And then after that, I had Dick Johnson shirts. Yeah, which I've still got, the green stuff shirt.
You love Dick.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Dick. You know that. Yeah, I love
fan.
Dick. I don't think,
that was the first time you got to eat junk food, wasn't it?
What's that? Yeah, we did. Dad would dog. Yeah, our mum was always about health food, and it all went from there. But our first little taste. But yeah, no, we couldn't. It was that many people. It was over 100,000 people at Lakeside.
Yeah.
Famous old racetrack for those that don't know.
Awesome footage from that day.
It was incredible race. Dick went through, won the Australian Touring Car Championship, and after it was all done, we couldn't get out of the track. So Dad went into the pit area. We found Dick, and I couldn't believe my dad knew Dick Johnson, and
because he knew him from hot rodding days.
He did. Yeah, Dad knew him from the 60s. He used to take his he had a supercharged 32 hot rod, and he used to take it into Dick Johnson's servo and get it filled. And Dick remembers him from that, and they're still mates to this day.
Yeah. See, that's that thing, because your dad obviously just loved cars. It wasn't, because I think nowadays a lot of people, it's easy to sit on the outside and go, oh, these various people are buying cars for investment, and there are people buying cars for investments.
100%.
But going back to
those people,
I know. It's made the prices
stop it now.
But going back to like the 80s, 90s, an old GT Falcon, a Super Falcon, wasn't worth a pinch of. Your dad just bought it because he loved it.
That's it.
And that's what started I suppose, his collection,
I
guess you would
100%,
say.
Yeah, it's collection, And that's exactly what it is. It's people come to us and they go, oh, why haven't we got one of these? Why haven't we got one of those? And the reason is every single car we have is something we love or Dad loved.
Yeah.
And I'm the same today, like I just have things that I love.
And they're significant.
Yeah, well, not Dad's cars, macking historical significance, unbelievable Australian significance in motorsport and racing. It's just, you can't afford that stuff now. It's just, he was just bought at a time where the prices were nothing. No one wanted them. No one wanted an old race car. No one cared. But he loved it. Great era of motorsport. He knew a lot of the drivers, knew the time. And that's what, ticked his boxes. Well, so that's what he focused on.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good, because obviously the Phase 4, the Super Falcons, I know that's how it kind of started to spiral.
That's it.
The Beachy Monaro.
Well, that was a later project,
but, again, for our older listeners here and viewers, the first Australian car to win the Australian Touring Car Championship, HT Monaro, and it's a gem.
It's a ball terror.
It's so good.
It's mega. So
those vehicles, the Brock cars and the Johnson cars, Gagan, Moffat, that was a catalyst for the car care even becoming a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it's sort of a weird one, how it progressed into it. I've always been a clean freak. I was always washing clean. That's just not even bullshit. Like, we've got anyone that knew me back in the day, that's what I would do.
So is that why your parents sold Currumbin Valley then? Because you couldn't play in the mud?
Well, no, I love a bit of that too. Yeah, no, our family is boom and bust. Yeah. And, like, one thing about Dad, definitely self-made, lost a couple of fortunes, made it back up, and just learnt every time. Every time he failed, but the one thing about Dad, he never stopped. Yeah. He never had a failure and stopped, and he learnt from every failure. And he had a lot of failure. But that's what happens when you give shit a go.
But that's,
that is it.
That was a great Australian dream.
Yeah.
You could have a go. If you screwed it up, just have another go.
That's it. And he always did something different. Yeah. Dad's story is quite remarkable from everywhere he travelled with us in suit. Mum, like, holy hell.
She's a saint.
Deal with. Yeah, she is.
She's a saint.
But Dad gave everything a go, and he was very passionate. Everything he did was something that he loved and enjoyed. Yeah. And then finally, he got into futures and stock market trading and did very well out of that. Yeah. And that was his final sort of go, which went really well for him.
Yeah, because you were in that area about the time you decided to branch out into because you didn't necessarily just go, I'm going to do car care. It was bred from necessity, but at the time you were playing futures and stocks.
It was doing that with Dad. And I can't say it was me, and it was very kind of me, but it was from Dad, on the back of Dad, teaching me how to trade, learning and everything. But I didn't have passion for it. Yeah. I didn't love it. And he saw that too. Yeah. I love photography. I love videos, and that's what I was doing back then.
Seen that.
Yeah, and then I was just doing a lot of other jobs. I was a concreter. I was doing detailing. I was mowing lawns, bit of everything, in that era from the 80s to the 90s.
You had to go at everything.
Yeah, well, that was it. But it was just whatever I had to do. Money for cars, money for trips away. Yeah. Whatever I needed to do, sort of thing.
Did you work with Tony Longhurst when you were little?
Well, that was my first job.
Oh, there you go.
A race driver. Tony was our next door neighbour. And took me on as a labourer for my first job when I was still in school.
Did you love it?
No. Well, yeah, it was hot. It was summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he paid me cash.
Yeah, nice. Perfect.
It was, but I was super young back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was super young. Yeah, Tony was a really good friend of the family.
It's another name that the younger guys that are listening probably wouldn't know, but older guys are going to remember the Benson and Hedges Sierra.
That's it. Benson Hedges. One Bathurst.
Yeah.
And the BMWs he raced as well. And of course, under the tutelage of Frank Gardner, one of the single greatest Australians ever. Frank Gardner. Yeah. Incredible guy. Yeah. And but Tony, he's a great guy. Fuck, he's successful. The boat works and everything they've done. Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. But he's a goer. He's just so fit and full on. And he always was like that. We used to race, we had motocross bikes. Okay. And Tony was into bikes. He was our neighbour. Yeah. So we got all our motocross and just chased Tony through all the back of Coomera before all the estates and that are there now.
Yeah.
It used to be just bushland.
Because a lot of people probably aren't aware that Tony's dad was integral in the Dreamworld thing. So.
John Longhurst built Dreamworld. Exactly right.
You know, you're talking big movers and shakers, I suppose, in that era. So, but then, we fast forward back to where we were because I got sidetracked with the car care. So you were, trading and then you were cleaning Dad's cars for something to do on the weekends?
Yeah, that as well. And it was a bit of a funny one. Everyone's got the story, but it's the truth. We sort of had a bad run with an American group. Well, they came in, we used them. We didn't have a heap of cars, didn't have a heap of money. We had an old Mustang that we painted up, and I helped do the work with that car as well. After school, I'd go up to the panel shop. I wanted to learn how to paint a car to save myself money I had a green XY Falcon.
You and me.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to learn.
Myself.
And the guy was working up there by himself, so I could go up there, I could get off the school bus, go in there, and I remember just being up there because I was very interested in it. Yeah. And basically just get me to sand back cars and everything like that.
How good's that?
Anyway, we got a Mustang. I helped with that, Brent with that, and then after that he painted it. Yeah. And we sort of looked around, and Dad was really into the old school, the repo, the turtle wax, and every boomer they still do say Armour.
Man.
Mate, they just love it.
Turtle wax and a chamois. Can't go
that's
past
it.
It's like
and that's it. Incafill. Yeah. And that was my dad too, and you couldn't convert him from it. But I'm going, it had to be better stuff. American brand had come into the country. We started using it. Smelt good. Holy shit, the label and the bottles, it spoke to me. Spoke to me as a car guy. Yeah. The marketing was bang on, and the product was great to use. We got a great result. So we're pretty happy. But then long-term use of that, we sort of started to see a few issues. We had a couple of issues with acid-based wheel cleaners, made us look deeper because we were getting more and more cars. Yeah. And it was a pretty big investment, and we're restoring by this stage and putting a lot of money into them. And you just wondered what was right for the cars. Yeah. And then we sort of did a deep dive and found, this is the days of the internet starting in the late 90s. Everyone sort of had access to it, but it wasn't huge, just a few forums here and there. But there were car forums back there.
Forums, man.
Yeah. You'd just go online, you'd have a look, and there'll be a car care section. It was always overseas, nothing here in Australia back then. Before the detailing at Paradise, I forget the name of them. There was an Australian one that started up car care and that. But back then it was just ones over there, and you have a look, you heard all these brands you never heard of, and I'd ask the question about what product's good, what product's bad. Everyone had opinion as always, which as always. No, it hasn't changed. And you're allowed to have an opinion, which is awesome.
You are.
But you'd get it. We got a few products in to try them out. Then we got we were still unsure because you didn't know what was in them, what you were using. Yeah. And we'd heard issues with different silicons and definitely the acids and that. But you couldn't get answers out of everyone what was in a product. No. So we actually had some stuff broken down, had a look into it. We're like, that's all cheap shit. And that's salt, literally it.
Silicon, acid.
Man, salt in every car wash. That was actually probably the biggest click.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Literally couldn't believe it. One of the washes we broke down, a huge American company.
What was that company's name? No, you don't have to do that.
Man.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but anyone can go and do the testing. It's not hard. Just get a nail, put it in the wash and see what happens. They all fucking rust. And that's what back then it was literally, this white wash was literally just dishwashing detergent, watered down. Yeah. And they sell it to you for 20 times the price.
How good's that?
I know. And we were just like, okay, this is all bullshit. Yeah. And then we looked into, found a chemist and started making some stuff just for ourselves. Wasn't to sell. Wasn't like nowadays where someone can just go to a toll manufacturer and get shit made and turn up with a million products. Yeah. It was literally a line of, hey, let's try and make some stuff that's different for ourselves because that we're all only thinking of ourselves.
Oh, 100%.
And we did that first couple of years. And look, don't get me wrong, the first stuff we made was absolutely terrible. The wash was epic. The wash is still auto body gel.
Auto body gel. I have a 5 litre of that. I love that stuff.
It's epic. Never goes off. It lives forever. Yeah. And it's a wonderful wash. And that's why we've still got it in the range. Use it in the sun, no sun, any rust, a whole lot. It's just and that was our first product.
Yeah. And no salt.
No salt.
I remember as a young fellow when I got my VK, and you explaining that all those car washes, so many of them had salt in them because salt made suds.
So
and I was
every
like,
one of them. There's no so many of them. All of them.
Yeah, and because that car was significant to me because it was my grandfather's. It was an effort to even be able to buy it off my grandma through Dad, and Dad was like, you have to take good care of this. And I was like, well, guess what I'm washing it with is this brand because they're Australian. And Dad was shirty as well at the same time, and I had the wax, and Dad's like, no, turtle wax. And I was like, no. And then when I explained to him, and I did bring him up to your shed for Bathurst one year.
I know, I remember.
And Dad was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, this stuff's all right. He's got it now.
Yeah, once he sees us, then I guess, okay, they're not total dickheads.
Well, he was, I remember look at the...
Well, Australians naturally distrust. Like, we are that group.
And it's convicts.
Yeah, well, that's it. I was like, everyone's out to grift and scam.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. And we're the same. Everything you see, everything's too good to be true. Yeah. Bullshit, mate. Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
So you got to prove that it's not. You got to show that it's not, and that's what we've been doing. 22 years now of creating products.
It's unreal. It's about as long as similar time frame to Superior's been going.
Actually 24, 25 years. Holy shit. Right.
We were 22,
getting old.
I think. Yeah. So you're not old yet. You still got colour.
Yeah, still.
You're looking good, mate. But it was, so you're just making it for yourselves. Obviously, the intention was not, we're going to start a car care company, obviously.
No, not at all.
How did that happen? Is it Chris's fault?
Yeah, it was. 100% my brother. Yeah. Came back. He went to university. I didn't. I worked. He went to university. Difference between the two. Yeah. University people are like, no, it's a thing. But, with me, it was School of Hard Knocks. But he came back with a degree, and it was a business communication, I think like a marketing type of thing. Yeah. And he's like, we should be selling this stuff. We ended up having a meeting with Autobahn of all things. And they took us on. Yeah. And it was a drag in. And we knew nothing about what we were doing. We had never fucking clue. There was no internet marketing. Yeah. Chris was big about magazine. It was really expensive to advertise in magazines. Yeah. And every dollar we were getting, we were doing an ad. It was ridiculous. Oh my God, it was so bad.
The amount of times I saw you guys in Australian muscle car, like the early issues too.
And look, cool ads, but didn't get a sale.
Nah. It's probably worth mentioning your brother Chris is as twisted and sick about cars as well.
Oh, totally. He's totally twisted.
He's not just a business guy who walked in and we can market and sell this like a lot of people are. He's into cars, and he does his car thing now, separate obviously, but
we all, our whole life is all around cars, all of us. Yeah. Except Mum. She just tolerates it.
She loves us. She does love her cars.
She does. She does. She appreciates them.
Yeah.
But doesn't do the deep dives like we do, the geek outs.
She's not sick like we all are.
Yeah. So anyway, we got into Autobahn, and then we sort of realised after a couple of years of ripping up money, we lost some money those first couple of years. And I was just selling, so I built up a few cars and that I bought through the trading. And it got to the stage, my brother left because it was making no money, went to Sydney, started what he does now, which is the brokering of high-end collector cars, special cars, muscle cars, sports cars, race cars. That's his world. He's really good. He's extremely astute, Chris. He's one of the best I know of understanding the deep dive on cars of a level that not many people understand and get, which is why he's so good at what he does.
Yeah, it is good to talk to him about because you'll see a car and you'll be like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then he's giving you that detail.
And he'll give you the detail and the ownership and what it is. And that's his thing. Yeah. So I kept going with it, but I had to invest a fair bit of money into it, and I had to sell cars and do this and do that. Yeah. And it was basically like 10 years. We had 5 years of ripping up money, like ridiculous. Like the company should have gone under.
Should have folded.
Then we had 5 years of break even.
Nice.
Literally, but it was, so in that interim, sort of worked out, what we need to be doing, more events. As you know, we do lots of events. So used to travel in the van round, go to every event. We'd have to do events like every third or fourth weekend all over Australia, turn up with a tent, Bowden's own, and then store trainings. Just the hard work, literally the hard work, which we still do to this day.
Have to.
And then after that, we had Super Cheap Auto take us on. And that was around the time you'd remember we went to the Gold Coast with all the cars. Yeah. We got a bit of attention. That
was cool.
Well, it's a combination of two things, and it's funny how it all sort of works. We went from making no money, like literally nothing, still stand by, we had the best products on the shelf and everything, but it wasn't enough because no one heard us, no one trusted us, everyone was happy with what they had. And then we got all this attention. We tried to buy the big pineapple.
I remember the big pineapple.
Oh man, we tried. And it failed. We just, I didn't have the money. I had the idea of what to do and everything, and I knew, I wasn't scared to put the hard work in to make that a success. but the partners we had and everything just didn't work out, and they couldn't come through it either.
Yeah.
And it all fell apart. Another group of guys came in and bought it.
How old were you when you moved to the sunny coast from the Goldie?
87, we moved up here to the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah. Because
so it would have been 16.
So the big pineapple was a thing when you moved
Oh,
up
fuck
here.
yeah, we
it
used
was
to go.
still a thing.
So my family are all born on the Sunshine Coast. So
Oh,
mum's
okay.
born in Mullaney.
Okay.
And then my other family, dad, they had a house in Cotton Tree.
Oh, sweet.
And then my cousin, they live in Caloundra now.
Yeah.
And my cousins and all that all live there. And
Yeah.
they've been there since the first people.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
not the first people. I don't know what I say there. Yeah. The first invaders, no. But the first crew that actually came there and set up all the shops and everything.
Yeah, true.
The Overlands, they're
okay.
our cousins.
That's awesome.
And Jason, who's he's got the Jacarta and every hardcore car guy. He's my neighbour and he's my cousin, and he just literally lives out 4 houses up from me. He moved, look where I was there, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to come there too."
So so you grew up with that big pineapple. So obviously,
Yeah, we used to visit it with Grandma, get the parfaits. That's where all this started, mate.
See,
The sugar,
I
the
don't
sugar hit
remember ever
started there.
going there as a kid, which
you missed
we either did or didn't go.
You'd never
but-
forget the train, mate.
Well,
And they had the nut ride as well.
I've heard
the big
about the
nuts.
nut ride.
Yeah,
So-
you're a big fan of the nuts.
when Armour Park Zoo closed and all the animals ended up there at Zoo HQ, which
This is all late
pineapple.
news, though.
This is very late.
Yeah,
but
that's late.
We took, just pre-COVID actually it was, my wife and I took our daughter there.
Yeah.
And we got to ride the train. And
Yeah.
that was cool. And then we checked out the zoo and then we came back. But
Yeah.
it would have been so awesome.
It could have been.
its
Yeah,
day.
it could have been. And they've taken some of our ideas that we got playing, like the music festivals and everything.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. It's a great spot
So
for that.
good. Yeah.
We just wanted to put some stuff in and run cars around as well. So it's a bit of a, it's a bit of a different thing what we wanted. But I'm really happy that didn't go ahead, because I would have put all my time and energy into that
And not
the car care. So we outgrew. So that happened. We got attention. All of a sudden, as our sales went up, Super Cheap then took us on around that time as well.
Yeah.
That approached us a few times, but we were too scared. I couldn't afford
to do what they wanted.
Yeah, couldn't afford to fail.
Yeah.
Big company.
SRG
really
huge.
Good. Yeah, they are. Some really good people working there, and we're lucky we get to work with them. A lot of car crew and that in there.
Yeah.
But back then we were just scary. Big company, big thing. And signed up with them, and then they started to put us out there of a lot ilk that Autobahn never really did. The individual stores did. We had a bunch of individual stores which are epic.
Yeah.
Like Logan City, Autobahn, which is now the Repco.
Yeah.
That was an incredible group of individuals. That was the biggest store in Australia.
Yeah, right.
And we became the #1 car care brand just
good's
from
that?
them pushing it.
But
They loved it. They all used it. They
Yeah.
went, this is way better.
Yeah.
And that's how it all sort of started. It's been the word of mouth for us. We can't afford the marketing spend.
Yeah.
So it was word of mouth.
You do find that when you walk into Super Cheap, there are staff that if you're just lingering in the car care aisle,
Yeah.
I don't sort of tend to do that as much because I buy it from Superior now, but like you'll be in there, and even just being in there on a weekend, I'll see people lingering. I'll be like, hey, you know what you should do? And Rowan Gould, mate of ours, he's a fiend for it too.
Right,
he works there and he just pushes it. But that helps, that word of mouth, because that's what
it does. Well, this is the importance of making a quality product.
Yeah.
And I've always said that from the start. If you make a product and it's shit, doesn't matter how well you market it, people are going to buy it, they're going to use it. You're not going to tell your mate it's any good. You're going, it's okay.
It's shit. Yeah.
We have to make sure, like we do the deep dive. So every single product, because we make and create it, we can do the deep dive on it and show you all the different facets of it.
Everything.
We used to do that, but people would just be like, holy shit, too much info.
Too much info, yeah.
So we just try to get just the basic sort of info. And if they want more, they can ring us and call us, or we'll do a video of that on it.
Yeah. And even if people are happy, you'll find that the people that are unhappy will be the loudest. So just making that bad, just if you made a shit car wash.
Oh, totally.
Everyone's going to know.
Nah, totally.
People are going to tell you it's shit.
Nah, totally. No, our thing as well, we're not just doing some mass market. We're a very boutique company. Hey, we're big in Australia, but Australia's a nothing. All
small.
These boutique brands are in here, way bigger than us. We're not talking this other stuff on the shelf. Like the companies we're against on it are huge multinationals, like a league, but they can't do what we do. They can't build the quality because the mass, the size, and they're shipping it from other countries to get into profitability, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it's not in there. That's not what they're after. They're just after, no. And we are a little bit different at guys. Because I'm a nutter, I want the best thing we can possibly make. That's why we've got the chemists here, the lab, as you've seen, it's all there. And our own manufacturing facilities. For that reason, so we have total control over every little facet of what we make and create. And we get a better product due to it.
I've been involved in labelling bottles. Up at the old shed,
mate, we
10 of us stand around taking
I think they're
the piss
doing
out
some
of each
here. We
other.
might utilise that skill, I reckon, mate. So
labelling bottles, like that's what for me, fortunate that I got that behind the curtain look, and that's just, it further fueled my, this is the stuff I'm going to use. This is the brand. This is what I'm always going to, and I'm a fiend for it. I push it. I push it hard because
thank you.
Chris, my wife, refers to you as bum buddy.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about car care. She goes,
does she know our history?
She goes, that's what bum buddy makes. It's like, well, but she cruised past my shelf the other day and grabbed herself a bottle of Sexy Time and she put it in the work cart. And I was like, hang on a minute, that's my air freshener. She's like, you're not going to use it. I was like, probably not.
I love the air fresheners. They're all custom done.
I like Max Goey's.
They don't smell like anything else.
No.
And we go to a lot of effort with those. You know, we're so cautious as well. There's so much to a product. The other thing we're really cautious about is harmful ingredients.
Yeah.
Now, car care's unregulated, and you go through the safety data sheets, a lot can be hidden in there, what's in there, but we can usually do a bit of a deep dive and find a lot of the things that others are using. You're just like, why are they doing that? It's just detrimental to the end user. And for us, we've got to make sure that whatever we're doing isn't harmful to us. Like your skin, everything absorbs into it, you're inhaling, you're doing. So we go out of our way. And fragrances are a big one. There's a lot of things in fragrances that are not really nice. So we go out, you know, and sadly on the other side too, and this is where you're going between performance and having something that's safe. And there's this compromise between the two because you get some that perform really well. So it's a fragrance that lasts for 2 years.
How good.
But you've got the most toxic ingredients ever in it.
And that's in your car, in a confined space that you're inside of.
So for us, it's like, no, how do we make it the best possible and be the safest possible?
Yeah.
That's always been our way. You know, certain products like wheel cleaners and that, like acid-based wheel cleaners, hell no, hydrofluoric acid.
No, thank you.
Fucking
I don't want that on my car.
No fucking way. You know, we won't use that. Gets in, cancer in the bone, the whole lot, it's the worst.
Don't need it.
And people are using it all the time, you know, your brighteners on your alloy and everything like that. And it should be used with full, you know, PDF, like just
respiratory
totally,
gear.
The whole lot.
But that's the thing, like you said, it's unregulated car care. Like car care is unregulated, sorry. So MSDSs aren't readily available. Like I reckon if you sat someone down.
If someone comes in, they want to get MSDS. But
the end user's not asking that question.
No, but what they ask for on them, it's not like we used to, years ago, people have gotten onto it, but years ago on all the detailing forums, people would get a safety data sheet, they're called now. They get a safety data sheet and they think it's going to list all the ingredients. Fuck no, not even close. If it's under 1%, they don't have to list it. And a lot of them are under 1%, so they don't have to list it. And look, that's good for proprietary information, but also too, they can hide a lot of things as well.
Yeah.
But as we've, progressed, we've been doing it about more than 20 years, same chemists, everything like that. We've created so much stuff. We understand how things work. And you realise what people are doing. There's only a limited, 1,000 ingredients, whatever. So we've pretty well got them all here and used them and tried them out. And new stuff comes in and we try it and mix it and blend it and get ideas. And that's when something new pops up. But a lot of the times we've done it and we've just gone, that's just so nasty. We'd never go down that route.
And I guess the point of all the detail that we've collected so far from you in this in this discussion, it's to prove that you're actually passionate and you give a crap and you're not going to put your name on something inferior. So I know how long a lot of your products are tested. Mr. Black, which is if you own a Patrol or something with black plastic and it's faded, Mr. Black's it, 100%. Because I tried some of the earlier samples of that on my old car. And it worked really well. But the end product's even better.
You're one of our test mules.
One of the poor buggers, but it's years, 2 to 3 years of testing.
We don't give stuff out for people to test. We're going to have everyone messaging us, I want to test, I want to become a test thing.
Yeah, sorry, I actually had to come in and
We've got a bunch of people that we utilise for testing and that we've got a really good system all over Australia. So from one end to the other, literally, so we can test all environments.
Test environments,
And then if it's car particular or surface particular, we have to find those people. And we've got a great big detailing group there and we can do it. And a lot of people that we use too aren't like fanboys or anything of ours.
No, they're just people that own cars.
All detailers, who will use a multi and will go, hey, can you just test this and give us some feedback?
Let us know.
And they'll do that because, hey, they're honest. They're just like, but they'll give us good quantitative feedback on it in their circumstance. Because we use it how we do, and we do a lot here.
But you want to see how other people are doing it.
And it takes years to develop a product, literally years.
Well, we see that. You see that on social media. You see you guys, we're trying this new formula or this is a new product that we're working on that's coming and there'll be whispers of things. But, that social media, how did that help grow everything? Because your April Fool's post,
oh God,
I think really helped spread you.
I wish we never started sometimes. The pressure on that. We put so much work into that each year.
I want a onesie suit real bad.
That's all right. Yeah, you probably fit it too. Just fun. I am a little bit out there. And
I know.
you know, and I've been like that my entire life. You know, a little bit. Look at the products, the whole names. I'm like a 10-year-old or 14-year-old perennially.
Yeah.
And that's just who I am. I'm happy-go-lucky, have a bit of laugh at everything, and I don't mind having a bit of fun at my own expense
You're
either.
an Australian.
Yeah, that's it.
Just that,
and I think a lot of that gets lost.
Yeah.
So many people are corporate and stuck up and boring. And that's just not us. It's not me.
Yeah.
And I don't want that here. And all my crew who work here know that as well. We don't have that. We've got this most epic group. We've got 30 people who work here. Individually, absolutely amazing people.
Yeah.
And they all fit in with that mindset.
So good.
And they fit in really well. If you come here with a corporate stuck up
you're not going
government
anywhere.
mentality, it's not going to work for you.
Just the product names. Like I kicked an email out this morning, said, hey, I'm headed off this morning for a couple of hours with the marketing guys. Didn't give any detail, but one of the blokes replied to me and he's like, oh, look, you have to have your three-way with your big softy and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, it's exactly where I'm headed. You know?
We have all these names that when you say them, they can be a little bit like people really focus on. I think we've got like 4 or 5 products that actually have names where they could be seen as a sexual connotation. If you think that way,
But they're not.
Let's do the psyche about it. No, but they're not. But every single one of them, like three-way, because it works in 3 different ways. You know, because it removes iron. It's a lubricant,
yes,
and it also removes old waxes and sealants. And it's a 3-in-1, so it works 3 ways. There you go, 3-way.
Such a good product.
Yeah,
naked glass. It makes your glass look naked.
Well, that was our very first, bare ass glass. That's exactly it.
Yeah,
but it was the first one we named. Well, as soon as my brother left, my brother is pretty boring and conservative. He is that type. We're opposites.
I wouldn't say boring.
No, but he is super conservative.
Yeah,
and I'm the opposite. We are literally opposites.
Yeah,
I'm a neat freak, clean, organised, the whole lot. He's the opposite. He'll turn up here, never washed his car, dirty car. People see us and they just can't believe it.
Is that why he drives Land Rovers and stuff? He doesn't mind oil leaks.
Well, he's got, what's the old G-Wagon? He always drives old cars, the old ones.
Old Ranges and stuff.
Never the new wanky G-Wagon, but he's always got the old cool shit.
Yeah.
But never washes it, never cleans it. And if he does, it's half-assed job. But that's my brother. That's what he does.
That's what he's like.
But when it comes into the cars and everything, he's really thorough. But that's where we're just polar
information
opposites.
thorough.
Yeah, and that's why the detailing and everything sort of suited me.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so passionate. That's why I still love it. Here, 23, 24 years later.
Yeah.
And I still love it as much as what people go, keeping it up, doing it, everything like that. I love every facet of it. Sort of created the job that I'm very passionate about. And I feel very fortunate that I get to do something I love so much. And I get to play with cars as well, which I love that too.
Not many people get to do that. Not many people get to do something they love for a living.
No.
And enjoy it, their work. Like it's
a tough one, and they reckon that's one of the best things you can have in life. You know, I don't know for you, like when you moved to Superior, how much you love working there and what the crew you work with and everything like that. I met these 2 guys here, and how close you all are.
Such good dudes.
Yeah. Do your wives know? But yeah.
Well. Yeah.
These camping trips away, I don't know.
Is that why you didn't come to the Christmas party?
Yeah. But it's true, the happiness, you've got to enjoy what you're doing. And if you're not, go do something.
Find something different.
Don't be scared of change.
Well, that was why I ended up at Superior. I was in that outdoor power garden industry. I had my trade already and I was looking after a shop, but I was like, I just don't love it. And my now wife actually said, and we hadn't been together a year yet, she goes, why don't you love your 4-wheel drives, why don't you go have a look at this company? And I was like, Superior, and I've told Mick this story now, so it's fine, but I'd had some run-ins online and at various things with Mick. We're very good mates now, I would say, but, I was like, Michael Hayes, but I was like, get me in the industry, but 10 years later, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
We did a staff survey, and one of the questions was, what would make you leave Superior? And I was like, body bag. Like, you can drag me out the door dead because I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So we're lucky. And
yeah, man, it is, but it's a big thing. It's a big thing. And I see so many people that aren't. But it's too hard and this and that. They give excuses why you have to. You just have to.
Yeah.
And a lot of people. Yeah, you can get trapped in that. But I've seen so many people. That have success.
Yeah.
Due, and success just isn't money.
Yeah.
Happiness is literally your biggest thing of success.
Yeah.
Like literally the single greatest, best thing ever.
Yeah. Come home happy.
Yeah, come home happy. Every day, be happy. Waking up.
100%.
Be thankful. And I'm no religious zealot or anything like that. It's just like, I'm
aware.
But it is. It's just such a pivotal thing. It's such an important thing. And
it's so critical.
You can make those changes. Yeah.
Have you found that as the exposure, because post that Gold Coast run where you got cars out and everything started to go, Muscle Car Masters, all of that, and then Super Cheap, huge. The expansion, the groups on Facebook. Have you found that the bigger you get, the more knockers you're seeing?
Oh, look, of course. Oh, shit, yeah, it's Australian.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
It's what we do.
It wouldn't be if we hadn't, the moment you're a little bit of success, oh, that's shit, that's shit. You know what? I have no issue with knockers. I actually don't. And I'll confront. I'll talk. I'm never angry. I'm never pissed off.
No.
I love nothing more, having a chat.
Constructive conversation.
Yeah, and I used to up on a few of the detailing forums now and then and give, I'd have bashes away with a few people. Not even that, but just, hey, but put the facts out there.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys don't do it. If anyone ever comes to us with something that's constructive, which is so rare, we're very fortunate. And I say to our guys too, hey, we've got haters, hell yeah. But they're never constructive. If we had people that are constructive, rather than just saying, oh, that's shit, tell us why. Love to know what your thing is, what's happened, what the deal is, and that's where we can start to work from and going, hey, I'm very proud of our customer service here. We're not a company.
Good.
Yeah, man, it's important to me. I want people to say, hey, we've got real humans here.
Yeah.
We've got people that know what they're talking about and they're involved in all the facets of what we do.
I should have brought my snow cannon up because it's playing up. Actually.
Yeah, well, mate, we fix them for free.
I'll clean it.
If you ever have an issue, with one, you can. And we're the only company that gives lifetime warranty and fix them.
I've seen heaps of people just post them back, get them back. They're like, thanks, it's going.
Yeah, and if you can use tools, mate, you've got a kit. It's like, I think it's like $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
Do it all yourself, and it's easy.
One.
It's just enough to get a couple of things there too. It's not a big job.
I've found so how old am I? I turned 35 last week.
Not one that speedo back, 35. Mate. Yeah.
Hey, so 18 years I've been using your products, which is a while.
Wow.
Anytime I've had a problem, I've not read the bottle.
Yeah, well, that's a biggie. Well, dudes don't read bottles.
No.
And this is the one thing we found when we first started. I had really hardcore instructions. Like, it was all instructions. Like, the first bottles we did, it was super crazy.
Yeah.
So people just say, I'll just use it how I think it should be used.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Our products are technical, the way they work. And, well, they are, but once you learn the technique side behind, like the system behind them, it's like, that actually, it's all made to work together. And it's not us trying to sell you everything. It's actually a system of products that work together.
Do you still make Bug and Tar, the old green one?
We separated it.
Yeah, okay.
So we have Bugger Off and Ta-Ta-Ta.
Okay.
Yeah, we separated those two.
That was the first one that caught me out. I
man.
bought a 79 series. I did a trip out to Mitchell for the camel races, came back, and I was like, I'm going to go. And I went and bought a bottle and I sprayed it all over the plastic grill. And I went upstairs and I cracked a beer.
No.
I came down and I went to hose it off.
Long, penetrates in porous surfaces.
It's all white and streaky. My grill's stuffed. Fuck. Yeah. But then I read the bottle. I was like, okay. That's my fault, not Bowden's own fault.
Yeah.
So
no, we've gotten, we're conscious of the fact of not making products too strong so people have issues. Yeah. It's not watering it in a beer, water it down. No, we do it as strong as we can make it where it's safe for a multitude of different, like wheel cleaner is the biggest one.
I love the wheel cleaner.
Yeah, wheelie cleaner's mega. No one still, people have used the same type of tech, but no one has gone the level that we have anywhere in the world with that wheel clean formula.
Yeah.
pH neutral, yet works epic on brake dust. The degrees of combination, that is such a unique product.
Yeah.
And you smell a lot of them too, and and they're just, dang, man, we made the joke. Everyone is saying, smells like arse. And, the whole thing every year has been to get it smell less like arse. And we're looking at it again at the moment. We can't make it better at the moment.
We use it a lot at work. We got a guy who washes cars, good bloke, washes cars for us, customer cars and some staff cars and that. But you can smell the wheelie clean in the warehouse and people, that stinks. And I say to him, man, you should have smelt that 10 years ago. That was ripe, the first
one was pretty bloody rad.
It was bad.
It was a funny story, that one, because we came across it, a German company. We can't say that we found that form or anything like that. It was a German company that did. And we're like, hang on. I smelled it. I'm going, that smells like perm solution. So from that, I bought some perm solution, tried it.
As in like perm hair?
Yeah.
So you perm.
No,
that's what gives you the golden locks.
And this is just typical Australians, And it's like, so we got some perm solution and tried that out. And it didn't work. And I was like, and it went purple. And then my hairdresser's like, we use it to clean all the stainless steel and that. I was going, so it's got cleaning properties of metal. She goes, it gets rid of rust things. I was like, what? So anyway, gave it to the chemist, same one we have here now, and said, this is the one here. And he's going, that we use that ingredient to actually test for iron in certain formulas. We don't want iron, because that could wreck a whole formula. So in a lab situation, they would use that. And he said, that's a really interesting way to do it. So anyway, that's where we started. And the first lot of that ingredient we got hey, it worked. The product fucking was epic and it worked. We didn't have the degreasers quite right though. We just had the chemical component right, but not the degreaser situation. So the next version, we got the degreaser. Still stunk like hell, like super ass.
Did.
And then we sort of progressed and we go, what do we have to do to cut the smell down?
Yeah.
And that's where we realised it's a 2-day process for getting it to cut the smell out.
Wow.
And anyone that's worked in the chemical industry, and we get other chemists and that, who use our products, funny enough, and because there's lots of chemists. There's not just chemists who they do everything, mainly food stuff and that in Australia.
Yeah.
And they've used thioglycolic is what it's called. They've used it and you've got to neutralise and all these other sorts of things. But one of the things, just getting rid of the smell out. However you did that to get rid of the smell is epic. And there's no one else that's done it.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies just don't, because it makes it a lot more expensive. But for us, end user experience, you're using it. We want something that's not going to get rid of the nostril hairs and eyebrows.
Yeah.
And it's got to really work.
Yeah.
So we did all that, and you can change that formula as well to make it go really fast or really slow.
And we did yellow.
Yeah, well, the yellow too as well. That's another facet as well. So that's another bit of the ingredient there too. And when it goes yellow, that's when you know you got to get it off. The big one of that, the biggest fail I see, and we had it here. We had a bunch of car guys here last week, and one of the guys proudly said to us, "Yep, wheel cleaner's shit." Blah blah blah. And I said, "Well, okay."
Just follow the instructions.
No, well that's it. I said, "How do you use it?" And he goes, "Oh, spray it on, leave it on for a couple of minutes." Now, everyone says that because they think the longer you leave a product on there, the more it's going to dwell and penetrate in everything. It's not always the case. And in a case, it actually works against it. With Wheelie Clean, when the chemical reaction hits its peak, which is we've made it so it's 45 seconds to a minute, no more. That's the window. And we sped it up so it actually works really quick on that way, safely, so that you're doing one wheel at a time. Because a lot of people go around and do all the wheels. Yeah. And that was bad because you do one and then another, and then the first one would dry and it wouldn't work as well. So let's do it. So you're working on one wheel at a time, systemize it, make the product work with the system. So it wears on the one, 45 seconds, you pressure wash it off, and then you go on with the brushes after that.
See, and that's...
But he wasn't doing that, and he's going, "Oh, stuff's all left on the wheel." And it's like, well, try it. And it's funny enough, he got back to me last week, and he said, "I tried it the way you said."
Way better.
And it worked.
See, it's a big...
BMW owners, mate. BMW owners.
So
I know.
weird. I know. The big thing in the four-wheel drive, modified four-wheel drive scene now is big, blingy billet alloy wheels, chrome, shiny.
They look good.
They look great. They really
epic.
do.
Yeah.
You've seen a few recent.
Yes.
But for those guys, man, you can't go past wheelie cleaning for a weekly maintenance thing to keep them clean.
Now this is a big one as well. No, that's true too. It's quick, fast, and easy. The down and dirty spray we've got now. There's a lot of four-wheel drives. You're using a different brake compound and everything. There's not as much iron in it. If you're not getting that purple reaction, I recommend you go to down and dirty. You're wasting your money on wheelie clean. And use that as the wheel cleaner. And you're going to get it's a lot more cost effective, and it's still epic. And you clean the wheel and tire all in one go, and underbody and everything.
See, that down and dirty, it's non-caustic, good for the environment. But
biodegradable.
It is awesome. It's biodegradable.
That's one of it. But
doesn't dry out your tyre sidewalls. So, my Land Cruiser, those 37-inch tyres, I mean, they're $600, $700, $800 a tyre. The last thing you want to do is cook them before you wear through the tread. So that product's awesome. And I've used that. Actually, I found that is really good for cleaning the SA5 zinc-plated products we do. So steering arms and extended shackles. I used it with the brush and, man, it brought them back like nothing else. And I was like, awesome.
The big one we're seeing with all the 4B crew, and before that, we had our Orange Agent, the all-purpose cleaner.
And it's awesome.
And it's great, pH neutral, so it opens it up for safety on interiors and everything like that when you really need a deep clean. But what we were saying, red dust and red dirt buildup, like just near on impossible.
Can't beat it.
Down and dirty is incredible.
Yeah.
And it's safe, so all door rubbers, it's all safe.
Yeah.
Mate, that is the one for us. And we didn't realise that.
Yeah.
We did it to help emulsify salt and mineral cleaning deposits and things like that. Any rust gear in it too, like all these things, but focusing around wheels, tyres and underbody.
Yeah.
And then, the first car we got that had come back from the Cape. And it was just like...
Oh, that was the Troopy. That was Matt Wiley's
well
Troopy.
Done.
I know the car.
Yeah, the testing.
I know the bloke.
And he is a really good guy.
Yeah.
And man, we were like, holy shit. Because that was up there, 2 months, I think it was.
Ages he was up there.
Yeah, didn't clean it. Deliberately didn't clean it because he knew he was bringing it back here.
White Cruiser.
White, yeah. And not a perfect car. Like, it was a well-used car that he did up before he went, you know, but it wasn't all pretty and perfect at all. Old paint, single-stage paint.
Single-stage I was going to say
Oh
that.
man,
lives for the wax.
it did.
Auto body gel.
But on that, we saw that and we're like, holy shit! And with the caravanning guys and everything, we've now got something that actually fits in those parameters of what they want.
Yeah, well,
on top of just being, and it started with just a tire cleaner. And then we're like, what about this? What about that? How do we make it safer? And then
how do we make it better?
Emulsifying,
See that down and dirty. So I've used that and it's unbelievable. Paired that with Under Armour for the first time last year. So just before we do a 2 to 3 week trip to Fraser every year.
Yep.
Just coated the underside of my Mazda with the Under Armour. I may have let it sit too long in some places, didn't quite hose it off properly in a few spots. So, but where I got the application right, because I should have read the bottle, unreal.
Well, it is one of those ones that is technical. It's very unique. We wanted something that was long lasting, environmentally safe, and it's not, because a lot of the ones you're spraying underneath, the solvents and everything you're inhaling are all carcinogenic.
You're in a confined environment.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And dudes are up under there spraying shit around. And we're just like, nah. So Gareth, who works here, that's his little baby, Under Armour. He's on his 3rd version of that now.
Okay.
We've done updates to it since. So the newer bottles now have solved a lot to make it a lot easier, getting from the feedback, and because we're seeing that, and the application is a very technical thing. We're trying to simplify that out for that reason in mind.
That's a good point. You're not just putting something in the marketplace and going, right, that's out there, what's the next project? Everything's constantly evolving.
We constantly do. And if there's, especially when there's feedback like what you've given there, that comes back in, and the tackiness was one of them. And we know what you have. We made a video separately on it, but we know that not everyone's going to read the directions, not everyone's going to read the instructions, and that's one of those ones that lasts on there for a while. So how can we change the formula to make it better? And that's what we do.
It is just so good. The Under Armour, it blew me away, and it does make the underside of the car look real nice, real shiny. Not too shiny. But nothing's stuck to it. Like you hose it, once you hose it, it's hydrophobic. The water the way your water beads off paint, it beads off your chassis and underside the same. So salt's not going to stick.
Nah, that's it. Well, going up the beach, what seals it? It actually seals it.
It's
and
fantastic.
it's something you can do yourself.
Diff housings, springs, all of it.
Cost effective as well.
And 4Drive guys care about their car. They're keeping them cleaner. They're presenting them better. They're also caring about the investment they're making underneath it with products, like what we do and like what anyone does. So that's where using your products is really good. It's really damn good.
All the 4B stuff we've done has a lot of work. That was 3 or 4 years of work that we did, constantly testing to get it to where it was. And it was 2 years over what we thought. We hoped to have it out of the market. But again, it was just due to having a look at other stuff that was out there in that place. And there's a couple of local guys that are doing their best, and they're trying, but they're limited to the expertise of who's doing it for them. That's it. And they mean well and everything. They're not scammers or anything like that or any sense of things. But the thing is, with us having total control of formula and a budget to do it, we could actually. The wash again was the one. That's Dirty Times wash.
That's awesome. Dirty Times. It smells fantastic,
mate. That wash is insane. So the anti-rust stuff and that, it's like no wash in the world. Like there's literally
nothing like it.
But so if you get a rusted tool, for instance, put it in the Dirty Times wash, gets rid of the rust. So that's where it starts.
I'm gonna try.
But then it actually seals as well. So it actually leaves protection behind. Not just in it's the one of the best, and the things we've learned from that wash. It's more of an acid-based wash. We made it again, emulsifying, chelating ingredients in that to get rid of really built-up residue as strong as possible, but still safe. And we needed an acid-based product for that. Not high, not a stupid level of acid. But enough that just enough to get it to the stage where it's actually going to work. That makes these ingredients work their absolute best.
Good for your 4-Drives, boats, jet skis,
everything,
caravans,
everything.
Anything that's outside.
The whole lot, anything outdoors. The boats and caravans, mega.
Jet ski guys,
jet ski, simple, simple. That's a real simple one. But after the beach, we use that as a snow foam. Put it all through the vehicle. That's our wash that we use. We use Dirty Times.
Put it in the cannon.
Put it in the cannon. And we do it, and it's a soft foam. It's not like a big bubbly, the foams that we have as what we're using as a pre-wash. But what it's for is to get in everywhere to emulsify the salt. Because salt gets in everywhere. Mate. And when you see all that sea spray coming up off the beach, mate, it's just getting in everywhere. This wash will emulsify, but it also remove a lot of that built-up stuff where the oxidation started, the rust has started, and it removes it.
That's what you need.
And that's what no one else in the world's done that. And it's just a ripper. And it's pretty absolute ripper.
It's good on Glasshouse mud too for the Southeast Queenslanders. We'll rip
that's where it started. We've got something for red mud and dirt. And something real that's strong, but not so strong that it's going to affect, say you got a coated car or any of our sealants and that, it still works really well with them. And the biggest one I found about that wash, where we're using it nuts now, you get water spots on your car.
Yes.
So you go away, you get a shower of rain and it goes, which is happening right at the moment, and then just water bakes on and all the dirt forms.
The mineral deposits burn.
And you use this, put it on there, and actually gets rid of those mineral deposits.
How good's that?
It's fucking nuts.
That's so good.
It's such a great thing.
And you were paired up with the Shed Life boys, with TJ and with Mac.
Such good guys.
Hilarious.
They are, mate. Mac's just down the road here.
Yeah.
And we've had mutual friends forever. And I've seen them getting around in their cars for years. You know, we pass them in traffic. How do you miss them?
Oh, yeah.
Always big black bloody weapons. Yeah. And they are the most genuine, nicest guys.
Yeah.
Like, literally...
Yeah.
Just epic. Whenever they come here, they're just, just legends.
I've always said to people that they are the same people off camera as they are on camera. Like
100%.
there's no switch when a camera turns on.
Zero.
It's the same.
Zero.
But yeah, you've been able to use their cars as test beds and do not so much test beds.
Well, they love it.
Well,
most of them love it because they can go do their trip away and they come back here, we clean it for them.
How good's
it's a great association.
It's a great association.
But they're not scared of putting the work. I should say, Mac, the last trip he did it himself, which I was very impressed with.
Oh yeah.
But good, genuine family guys.
Yeah. They're great guys.
And I think anyone that meets them would see that.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of people. You meet them, they turn on, they turn off. Especially, they are media celebrities, I guess.
There are a few of them.
But yeah, they do. And these guys, hell no.
No.
TJ, incredible. TJ's creative skill is amazing.
He's unreal.
He's amazing. And I love because I love all that too, doing the videos and photos and everything.
Yeah.
I love he's at a league above me. And I love that.
He's pretty good.
While Mac, on the other hand, is so down to earth. But when you start talking about the builds and cars,
he's in. Yeah, he's a car guy.
Mate, he's a car guy.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, they're into four-wheel drives. Man, he was a mini trucker, flint blocks on the highway. Like
he is, mate. And he's got some really cool projects and he's into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's proper, proper car guy.
Should get your Series 3 out to Glasshouse. So you can...
I'm worried about those axles.
It's not the axles you got to worry about.
Yeah. I say that too. We should do a driver run one day. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
A four-wheel drive run.
Yeah.
Gareth out. Gareth
loves it. Mate, he'd have the disco there, and he's got his old classic Range Rover too. Gareth, for those that are aware, he's one of about four guys here. We have the four-guy lifestyle dudes.
Yeah. And
that's his weekends. Bribey Island's his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves Bribey.
Yeah.
And he'll go to Glasshouse occasionally, but he goes to Bribey just about every good weekend.
That's Queenslanders, man. It's what we do, Southeast Queensland particularly. But just beach access is so good. So that's why it's good to have good cleaning products for that.
Yeah, well, that's it. There you go. Yeah. Probably why there's so many car care brands that do that in the local area as well.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah. It doesn't come as a surprise at all. So what else you probably can't say much. I know that you can beep this one out when I say it. I know that there's a polish you've been working on for about 10 years.
More than that. So started it myself years ago, hoping because we needed one for polishing, machine polishing, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't working. It was getting expensive. I couldn't afford to do it. It was like the paste wax job. I couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah.
Then we had a budget. I made the paste wax. But
it's awesome.
It is. It's a beautiful product. Yeah, we're going to lose money in that forever, but it doesn't matter because I want that. Yeah, Beaut paste wax. I just love it. It's our pinnacle halo thing. Show cars. Yeah. Just people love their cars. That's what that's for. The process, the whole thing. And it's a really lovely wax to use.
It's for weird people that want to apply the wax by hand.
That's weirdos.
Yeah.
But it is. It's just one of those things. And I had to have. I wanted something, as people said to me, you'd never make something like the Europeans. And I was like, bullshit. So we built our own shed, pharmaceutical lab area for manufacturing it, doing it all by hand. And we make something that's better than the Europeans at half the price.
Awesome.
So I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's keep going with that one. But no, we've got the compounds. Bretto here actually took that project over with Gareth and what they've been making. We're going up against the top compounds, not the stuff you buy at the shop. Like we always do. We look at what's the best stuff you can get out there. And that's what we're going up against.
The stuff that your pro detailers are using, not
man,
Facebook detailers.
No,
not Facebook detailers,
but
like guys
who
who are
pro
using
details, like who's professional, who's not. I don't, again, there's no accreditation or anything like that. Yeah. It's knowledge and experience. And generally the ones with the best knowledge and experience you don't see on social media much because they're so busy and they're doing their own thing. Yeah, man. And some really good detailers out there.
Yeah.
And we've actually been using a lot of guys, a lot of professional detailers, giving feedback for it.
Yeah.
For us, we wanted something, obviously it works as good as anything else, but usability.
Yeah.
And especially Australian conditions, humidity and everything like that.
Yeah.
Everything changes, so that's where we've hit it. We're in the final phases. We've got a couple that are and I'm not just saying to talk it up, they're fucking epic.
Yeah.
And we've been using them in a lot of cars and sharing that experience. What like really shitty cars? There's a couple we haven't showed the whole thing. Just absolute. My dentist car. She had this clapped out Corolla black. I saw it and I was like, oh my god, can we? Yeah, that's what I said to her. And she's like, ooh, you know. So don't judge my teeth by my dentist, by the way, either. But she gave it to us here, and we did a 2-day detail. Oh man. Mental, and something was so clapped out and so scrapped, and it came up mega, and that's one of the final formulas. So we've got a few different versions because there's all different types of compounds you need, and then the pads are important, and we put a lot of work into the tech with the pads. So I'm notorious for burning pads out, and we've made some that don't do that. It's just, and that's all you're ever doing. You go, what are the issues that you're facing with the product? No, it's not what I do wrong. It's like, what are the issues people face?
Yeah.
How, and this is where we sort of step in and we go, how do we eliminate that? We're making it, we're doing it. How do we eliminate that? And that's our trial and error process. But that's why it takes so long.
It has to.
Yeah, but if we just released everything, we had something 3 years, so we're on year 5 now of the current one. If at year 2 we could just release something as good as anyone else on the shelf easily, but that's not what we're about. People have to use it and go, oh, that's all right. If they use it and it's shit, they'll never use another one of your products again. So we've got to make sure they're good.
You're putting wash pillows on a pole or something, because that 5-inch 37 Cruiser, man, I can't reach the middle of the bonnet. And I'm not a short dude. But
just you wait.
Just I wait.
Just you wait.
Is it like?
It's like you might have seen something.
I haven't seen anything at all. Is it like Lisa Simpson? She washes, or Bart washes himself with a rag on a stick. Is that what you're going to call it? Rag on a stick?
No rag on a stick. Nah. Was it head on a stick? That's the other one. But no. We have been working on something, and it's, again, we don't just get something, send it to China, get them to make, or buy something from there. And that's what our competitors are very good at.
Yeah.
Just buying something, everyone's sort of generic. So we put a custom touch on it.
Yep.
But we've got this thing is 100% our own design and make and everything, and it's coming. And it's pretty crazy. There's one element of it that all 4-wheel drive guys, especially if you go away, you're going to see, you're just going to go, fuck off.
Going to froth?
Yeah. That no one else has done, that fits in with one of the biggest issues that a lot of people face.
Can't wait.
So but the product's finished, but it'll be coming out later in the year. Oh, it's we're doing that. You've got packaging, getting into the marketplace. It's a long process.
Awesome.
But we've got something. There's so many things this year.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big year.
It'd be like our product department that I run. Like, we have a couple of hundred projects on the go at a time. Like, a lot of people probably look at us and go, oh,
mate, I think we've got 80 and that's enough for the moment.
It's bad. Like, people are like, oh, what are you guys working on? It's like, well, I can't tell you, but man, there's a lot, and you've always got so many things happening. And it comes down to availability and durability testing and all that stuff. Putting things out on the road that people aren't aware are on the road. See how it'll go. And
it's got to last, got to be quality. The biggest thing about Australian businesses and that, you can't compete on price.
It's not.
And I've said that we're not going to be the lowest, cheapest brand, but we're going to make the best fucking product we can for you. That's the legitimate truth. And that's always been our way, or we've always done. And, people initially were a little bit skeptical of that, but here we are now, all these years later. But it's also why we didn't have a full range. We released with one product. Then we had 2, then we had 3, and that's over the first 5 years. And then money to the next one, money to the next one. And now we're still doing that, but also rehashing, going back over old formulas. Can we make this better? Can we make that better?
Paint cleanse changed colour.
Yeah, that's had a change. That's getting another change as well.
Is it?
Yeah, awesome. It's another one that's coming too. So making it fit in. It's a bit of an older school one that we've had, and it fits in well with certain materials and plastics, and it's super safe and everything.
Yeah.
We've got some other attributes we wanted it to have, and that'll be another one that's coming in the near future too. So many things.
Mate, I know you got a lot going on, so I'm going to hit you with some quick questions.
Please.
Now, we've not ever done this before, but we'll probably tailor them to
Is this
to
the
guests.
one where we're going to talk, if we just get it wrong, we're going to take one of our clothing off?
Oh, yes. No. You can't get these ones wrong.
Go.
Okay, first question. Favourite car movie?
Le Mans.
Oh, I knew it. Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen. Le Mans, say it like a full wanker.
42, First 42 minutes, no verbal dialogue,
Fucking
just
nothing.
cars.
It's nothing. There is no dialogue.
It's a
and
car
it's just
movie.
cars.
It's a car movie.
And no one would get that movie unless they're into cars.
Yeah.
1970, Steve McQueen made a proper car movie for car guys that are into racing.
Yeah.
And it involves the Porsche 917, which was the scariest, most mega car from that era. It was so
Beautiful
fast.
car.
Beautiful car. But all that era is pinnacle cars. And he went there at a great year and made a movie while it was filmed, and then did a lot of B-roll and everything like that. But from the first intro where he came in, and that was pivotal why I love Porsche. You know, hey, Mum had one growing up. Then it wasn't a Porsche back in those months. She got the cheapest early one. We grew up in that.
Yeah.
But that Steve McQueen movie seeing as a kid, had a 911S, I think it was a 70 model, and drove it in through all, and that's the starting intro.
Yeah.
And you just go, oh, what a lovely car.
I do a lot of this is weird, a lot of my work-related thinking outside of work happens when I get in the shower. I don't know what it is, but as soon as I get in the shower, and this question came up, and I thought to myself, I'll bet you any money, it's going to be Le Mans. 100%.
Yes, 100%.
It had to be.
100%.
So the flip side of that is your favorite movie car. So a car from a movie. And don't take it easy and say.
You know what? I don't fanboy too much on that. But I'm not. It's funny. I'm not into them, but I'm into them. But I'm not. The James Bond DB5.
Oh yeah.
DB4, DB5, Aston Martin.
Astons, yeah.
The Sean Connery days, Roger Moore days, the early stuff.
How good.
And super cool. And as a kid, you know, my dad was sort of into that, and I sort of saw it, and I just loved the guns popping out. You can shoot people and that. Even better now if you're on the Bruce Highway. Yeah, but yeah, that is probably the one. You know, there's a lot of movie cars I just test enormously, like Eleanor and all this other shit.
They just settled that lawsuit so people can build replicas, but it's not a. I love that Gone in 60 Seconds. Love the original too. I love that one, but I don't love that car. There's 100 other cooler cars in that movie.
I know.
And it's
but some people just froth on it. And we're all different. No one's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you love what you love, and that's good, you know. But in that case, there's certain cars that I'm not that greatly into. And most modern movies, hey, always cool things come in, you know, like the Top Gun movies. There's always cool things. All cool stuff, you know. There's always cool bits, but that one legit proper and long term, and he kept it even down. There was Skyfall was the last one, and it back to the family and doing all that shit and everything. So, and there it was running around, and it was just glorious, you know. And likewise too, he runs around an old series Land Rover.
Yeah,
I'm a nutter for that punishment of that shit.
So unusual.
Just a cool old car.
My best mate bought one of those. His parents bought it for him instead of him going to schoolies when we were in high school. They said, "We'll buy you a
series
car."
Land Rover.
So he had
a hate him?
He had a HZ. No, this is his fault. He had a HZ Kingswood as his daily. 3 on the tree, 202. Awesome car.
Oh yeah, cool.
And then, anyways, parents were like, "We don't want you to go to schoolies. We'll buy your car, whatever you want." And he was like, "Sweet." So then he calls me. He goes, "We're going to go get my car." I said, "What are we getting?" He said, "You'll see." We went to this place in like Everton Hills. Down the bottom of this driveway was a 2A. And I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Why?" He's like, "I don't know. It's $400." I was like, "You could have milked this." But we spent year 12 fixing that car up.
I remember this.
Got licensed and
holy shit.
The dirty, we called it Rambo.
Wow, I remember this. Oh my god, you showed me the picture.
Shitbox car, but
but great. They're so
great.
Bad.
So bad, they're so good. Yeah.
And you hop in a Toyota of the same era, and you can see why Land Rover went under.
Oh yeah,
because the Toyota, mate, epic.
Because in Australia, we know a cocky out west. He owns hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hectares, but for a very long time, his family on that land, they used Land Rovers, and their series Land Rovers scattered everywhere. Wow. And then you can see where the 40 series cruisers took off. They still use the 40s as work cars.
100%.
Now, like 30, 40, 50 years later. So it's like, that was a thing. We were the colonials. We used the mother country's beautiful vehicles, but
they served the purpose. And they were good for the era, for the 60s. You know, fantastic. But as soon as you come in the middle 70s, the Toyotas came out. Mate, they could go over 100k an hour without overdrive.
Japanese knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and that's how they got their reputation.
Yeah.
And they're a great looking car. I still love them. I love the fact now there's all these Toyota events, classic Toyota events, and the cars turn up, and it's fucking amazing. That last one they had down Goldie Way was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And it's still the day that they did it, they shot a really good film of it, and it was actually every car coming in. It was like
I saw that. It was like snap, 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 snap. Yeah, that was at Caboolture. That was Caboolture. Sorry, Caboolture. Yeah, that's awesome. Around the corner from home.
Just passionate guys, you know, who doing it, and I love that. And they do the Land Rover one in Cooma every year.
Yep.
Fuck, it's a long way to go on a Land Rover. There's a Dobbo down in Brisbane I'm mates with, and he's done it a couple of times, and I got a couple of mates in Sydney. You know all the Land Rover guys.
You do.
You have to get parts.
They're a selective breed.
They are. They never have just one either. But they're really good crew. But anyway,
I was going to ask you the worst car care product you've ever used, but no, I wasn't going to ask
Nah,
that.
I don't know.
that person.
And I wouldn't say anyone else. It'd be some of the shit that we'd made in the past. Some of like our first wax or cleanser was just brutal, but it taught me about technique.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. There's no such thing as a shit product. Most products, it's just you can always have a workaround on it.
Yeah.
You know, some things don't work as effectively, yeah, sure, but it's never usually shit. Everything out there's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's just the way you use it.
Yeah.
That's where it sort of comes in, and you know, that's one of the bigger ones about where people can get wrong.
Yeah. No, the real question was, what's the worst car you've ever owned or driven? And don't say the Series 3 because
well, mate, it probably is, and it's one of the ones I love. It sits at my home. Funny enough, it's over at British Off-Road at the moment.
Getting work.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, but it's just coincidentally.
Yeah.
It is, but I love it for that respect as well. I've never actually owned a car. I've been in cars that I hate, literally. You know, and I remember the first taxi ride in a Prius.
Oh.
And it was just a terrible car. And as a hire car, one time, I actually drove a Toyota Corolla a few years ago now. And it made me realise just why people don't get attachment to cars. And there's a lot of, hey, I reckon it's 50, maybe, might be higher than that, of people. I don't know. They're not in my circle. All my friends and people I'm around are all into cars.
Yeah.
But there's a group there too, which you never meet or see. And that car epitomised that to me because there was no soul in it. There was no engagement. There was no connection. And you hop out, it was just bland and stale.
It's just, Well, Clarkson nailed it in Love the Beast, the Eric Banner movie. He talks about, he's like, cars have...
That was an epic movie.
Oh,
there's another one. The Lemoyne, The Beast. I've got to watch that again.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Eric did a great job with that.
So good. But, you know, he's like, cars have foibles, they have a human quality, and that's what makes you love them. You know, and modern cars are just boring. Electric cars are just boring.
Yeah, look, there are some exciting, you know, bland cars out there and that, but a lot of the generic stuff is just very generic.
Yeah.
And you lose connection, you know, and if you've got passion, you generally have a connection with that.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get it with those sort of cars. So a lot of people haven't grown up in that, the sort of cars they're into, they're never going to love cars or enjoy it.
If you could take any car on any track in the world, so this is more tailored to you. Now, I have an idea, and
this is too hard.
I'm probably wrong.
Actually, this is too, because my mind just went boom.
Yeah.
Because there's
I've been thinking about this for weeks.
Yeah. It's a biggie. That's a real serious question. That's as serious it gets, actually. What car, what track?
Yeah.
And it just depends on the day and the situation. What do I love old Porsches because they're a handful to drive. Funny enough, we've got it sitting right there. 1968 911 TR.
Yeah.
Now, short wheelbase, they're a bit tail happy.
Yep.
They're a fair bit harder to drive, but super rewarding.
Yeah.
Putting that around a lovely elevated track without big straights. Spa would be like, it's got a big straight.
It does have.
Right, there's European tracks like Nürburgring, Nordschleife I'd love to run at.
Scares
Spa.
me.
I'm hoping to get in that situation in the next couple of years. That's one of my goals.
Yeah, Spa would be so cool.
That's one I go. I've got a mate that goes and does it every year. And he's done it in a variety of cars. And he's got it again this year and next, you know, so I'm going to hopefully back on with him and do it in a car over there, a little lease or go for. But I want to do an historic or a classic car. It's something that I love. You know, there's a lot of cars. You know, like rally the old 65 Mustang.
Yeah,
Why?
just did Adelaide.
Yeah. Why? Because I fucking love it.
It's awesome.
There's way better. I'm up against Mark II Escorts and shit, and they're going to own me. You know, they're way...
Snaking corner.
Oh, the whole lot. But I just love that car.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, the greater experience is going in a car that you love, that you enjoy all the facets of it, and you have a lot more fun.
So good.
You know, you hop out at the end of the day, you turn around, look at the car. I still look at it down there. I fucking love it.
It's so cool.
Absolutely love that thing. Cool. Yeah, the noise of it, the way it sits, the way it stands, and driving it.
Yeah.
The way it does, it lays down mean burnouts too.
Sign written or not, it looks good.
Nah,
that car.
they are. They're a wonderful old model.
Awesome.
They're one of those models.
If you wake up tomorrow, Bowden's own premium car care did not exist, what would you be doing for a living?
It would be, I think about this a lot. There's so many things I'd love to have done years ago before it all went, you know, boom, we got your mate's brewery and that over here and that. I would have loved to have done spirits. I would have had a hell of a lot of fun. And we actually had set up, because we were making, you know, our own ethanol and everything like that over COVID to give away.
Fuck off.
Yeah, well,
like
no,
10
fuck off.
bottles of it at home.
There's no ethanol and fuck off. That would wreck your trim.
Oh, okay.
No, we did it for hand sanitizer.
Oh, still
we
got
gave it
bottles
all
of it.
away. So we spent, I don't even know how many tens of thousands of dollars to make all the stills and triple distilled and all this crazy shit. The alcohol we have is like this food grade alcohol in there. We had to put bitter X in it, so because but that. Anyway, that would be one thing anyway.
That's so good.
Yeah, we gave all the hand sanitizer away. Literally every little bit of it, all local business, because no one could get it.
Yeah.
So we started making it for local groups and hospitals and community groups and stuff
like that. We have
a
few 20-litre drums of a concoction left at the old shed that, it burns.
Yeah, it does.
It burns
it does.
It was
but that's what it's meant to. It's hardcore.
Yeah, it was
it's a hardcore hand. It's not a pretty one.
That's so good.
I don't know. It'd be that. I've always, it'd be something else around cars, maybe. I've always had the dream of having a shop or a cafe with cars. Be pretty good. I love a coffee.
Yeah.
It's just got to be shit I love doing.
Yeah.
I love going for early morning drives, getting a coffee, meeting up with a bunch of mates, talking shit about each other.
Could you imagine like a cool coffee shop, but then you don't have to park on the little street where there's 7 million bins. A car park of like 400 spaces for cool cars.
It'd be epic.
It'd be cool.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we wanted to do. That was the big pineapple.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we wanted to do there. That was the plan.
It'd be so good.
And that was in the head back then, and that's where we were going to go. But how things have worked out, I've always, this suits me.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a clean and neat freak. It does suit me, and I
a
probably would have progressed back naturally into this sort of thing anyway, or doing detailing or something like that anyway.
That makes sense.
But yeah, there'd be something around that.
Mate, that's awesome. I've got to thank you for having us up here. This is my first time at this shed, and it's fantastic. And that's the first for these boys, so really appreciate you hosting us. Talking turkey.
Man.
I tried to wedge in some 4-drive chat. I really did.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said, our demographic's huge, and we've got a lot of older gentlemen who our dad's age and from our age to our dad's age that would know the Gagan and Brock and all the names. So I'm sure people will have loved that. But
going back to Superior Engineering as well, just give you guys a plug as well. And I've known you've been there for a while now. And the association we've had with you is a long-term one. Super appreciate that. But I love seeing the guys with the stickers. I see lots of Shed Life stickers, and I see lots of Superior Engineering, but I see them all over Australia. I do a lot of travel around. I just did the Sandman trip around Australia. I see the guys over in Adelaide, just randomly 4-wheel drive going to me, Superior Engineering, and a guy in Kalgoorlie as well.
Actually, you sent me the video. The guy in the car park, you were saying,
he was a lovely guy, legend, and that he lives that.
Yeah.
He's out there in the desert.
He's doing it.
And he's doing it.
So
and he's just absolutely he said the reason I love their gear. That's why he put the sticker on the car.
Yeah. My in-laws, they did a bush run thing, marathon in the bush in Tasmania a while ago, but mother-in-law sent me a photo. She's like, there's a Hilux here with a Superior sticker. And I was like, you wait, it doesn't matter where you go in this country. They're everywhere.
It's really cool to see a local company doing that. And I can understand, we're talking about before we started, how hard it is to exist and be here because you've got this cheap overseas competition that can be made in quarter, but they're not doing anything. Like you guys are literally doing all the work to make the product better, doing the R&D, doing it, everything else.
Yeah.
But that's the difference.
And using it.
Yeah.
Like companies out of China are not using the product. They're just copying someone's product.
Of course they are.
Or, there's a lot of, even big companies in Australia, they're just bringing things in, slapping their own sticker on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've started making products for other Australian companies, and that's good because they're using an Australian manufacturer now. But it's a hard
You're one of the few
marketplace.
Companies here that can actually do that, which is unique and it's awesome. You know, but you have to invest, put in, and you've got that support too, which is brilliant. And it's a good thing. So I'm proud when I see that one with you guys.
I appreciate
and have that association as well.
Sure, Mick will appreciate it. Yeah. But mate, if anyone like our listeners, if they're not already on there, you can jump on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You don't have a sneaky Snapchat. Not yours. No.
It's just cars.
It's just cars, I know.
It's fucking cars.
It's my favourite thing.
It's just cars.
Yeah.
I'm driving there, then this. No wanky shit.
No.
But Instagram, it's me. If you ever got a question, hit us up. I'll usually send you a video chat back. Facebook, epic team of guys here that do it, mate. They're epic. They look after the group. The team there are brilliant. I'll pop in occasionally, create mayhem.
Sounds like you.
But we do our best over the social media channels. Man, if you're ever up here in the Sunshine Coast, come say hello.
Always.
We get crew coming through. If you're doing a trip up north or coming back down south, come in, say hello. We'll show you around. you can actually get a bit of an idea. Like you
It's
guys,
only a few minutes off the highway. We get lots of that. We'll get groups of guys from Victoria.
Well, you're
that have
right
been
on
to
the highway
Cape
there
or,
too. So
they've been to the Cape or Fraser, and they'll pull in. And it's
Hell
funny
yeah.
watching 12 blokes line their cars up and orchestrate their photo,
So
because
good.
our office window where my team are is the front wall of the building.
Yeah.
So we get to see every car. It's a one-way window. So that's
what
even
we have here
better.
too. Yeah. So we see who turns up.
You get to see who turns
so
up,
good.
and you'll watch guys orchestrating, and they'll be like, and
yeah.
they'll get their photos. It's awesome.
That's
we
brilliant.
love that. Even
Yeah,
if they come in
same.
and don't buy anything, we love that. So
No, we're the same. We're not like that either. Hey, you can go, and if they want to get stuff, that's great.
Yeah.
But no, just come in. One of my team here will make the time to come show you
Always.
through, give you a bit of a look around.
Yeah.
You can see we're real and legit and what we do. I don't know anyone else that does that.
No.
Literally in car care, fuck no one.
no one.
No one, let alone show you how you make the stuff, where it's done, everything like that. No,
Yeah.
not anywhere in the world.
That's too hard.
It's just, well, they just don't. They can't show you.
Thanks again for having us up here, mate. Really appreciate it. It's been fantastic.
It is, always.
Don't forget to jump over and like and subscribe to the Superior Podcast. If you want, leave a comment about anything you enjoyed from today's discussion, comment about suggestions of what you want to see us cover in the future. And don't forget, Superior Engineering, a proud stockist of the Bowden's own premium car care range. You can buy it online, you can buy it in store, you can watch videos on our website, everything on how to use the products. So don't forget to drop by and grab that. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.